Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, we're taking another look at the Ripple v SEC lawsuit as, yes, there's been a new schedule that's just been ordered by the judge, and I think it's rather interesting. So, I need to get you guys in on this because, as I described before, I think that everything that's happening in this lawsuit is the most important for the XRP price right now. Even though that sounds kind of crazy, I really think it is, and so you need to all be updated. Having said that, this just came out. James Phelan posted about it about 10 hours ago, but I was asleep. Judge Torres modifies proposed calendar. Motions to exclude expert testimony must be fully briefed by August 30th. Motions for summary judgment must be fully briefed by November 15th. Now, before we dive deeper into the comparison between what was before and what is now and what this means, let me quickly tell you guys, I have a crazy giveaway going on, 2,500 XRP, you guys know it. I'm going to leave the link down below to enter. There were a couple of people who were sad about it, about the way I did it, whatever. It's 2,500 XRP, and I left a couple of different ways in which you can enter, so there's multiple, tickets that you can get for this giveaway. Again, costs nothing, don't pay anybody to enter, just press some of those things out and you can easily enter into our giveaway. That's it, alright? It's 2,500 XRP, which will be split over 5 people. Alright, having said that, so I have for you guys the earlier document, which James Phelan posted April 22nd, and then we have the newest document, and we can see exactly which things changed in this little while. So here it said parties filed joint scheduling letter proposing all these dates, motions for summary judgment, Rule 56.1 statements, and motions to exclude expert testimony must be filed by August 2nd. Now, the only thing which is kind of difficult for me is to see that these texts don't line up perfectly. For example, I would have loved it if it was just the exact same text, but with the dates different, because it's kind of hard to see exactly which things have changed. So let's take a little bit of a comparison look again. The court has reviewed the parties' letter dated April 22nd. Accordingly, by July 12th, the parties shall file any motions to exclude expert testimony. Because as far as I understand, what she did is just clarify these matters. At first, right, this is the earlier letter. There was just a specific deadline for most of it, right? Summary judgment, Rule 56.1, statements and motions to exclude expert testimony, filed by August 2nd. Right now, she said, you know what? Our first step is to file any motions to exclude expert testimony July 12th. Then by August 9th, parties shall file their oppositions, and by August 30th, the parties shall file replies, if any. Each motion to exclude expert testimony and response will be limited to 15 pages per side, and either party may move the court to file an omnibus motion and propose an appropriate page length, but that's all not too relevant if you ask me. Then, by September 13th, 2022, the party shall file any motions for summary judgment and Rule 56.1 statements. By October 18th, the party shall file their oppositions and response to Rule 56.1 statements, and by November 15th, the parties shall file their replies, if any, and if defendants choose to file separate motions, their motions and oppositions will be limited to 30 pages, and their replies, if any, will be limited to 15. If defendants choose to file a joint motion, which again is just all the 3 defendants together, then it will be limited to 75 pages, and their reply will be limited to 45. The SEC has an opposition. Sorry, guys. The SEC's motion and opposition will be limited to 75, and its response or reply will be limited to 45 as well, so ordered by the judge. So let's quickly read the last part again. By October 18th, the parties shall file their oppositions and responses to Rule 56.1 statements. By November 15th, the parties shall file replies, if any, to those specific oppositions. And please don't quote me on this because I'm just trying to kind of conclude what I can read from these 2 different letters. But as far as I understand it, it's actually been put forward. I mean, what I read here is that there were a couple of deadlines, August 2nd, November 2nd, and December 20th, with the replies to any opposition at last, December 20th. Right now, the last day we got is November 15th, which again are the replies to these specific oppositions. Now, again, the reason I can be wrong is because I'm not exactly sure if this includes everything that the previous letter also included, and because I didn't actually expect it to go back. If you guys get my drift, I expected things to take even longer rather than shorter. But as far as I understand, I'm going to read a couple of different lawyers and see what they say. But as far as I understand here, it's actually been pushed forward about a month. But let's quickly see what others are saying. Yeah, so I've been checking out what a couple of different lawyers are saying in the XP community. So, generally speaking, the consensus is there's a tighter schedule right now than what the SEC and Ripple agreed upon, which is interesting. Jeremy Hogan and a couple of others described that because the 2-year anniversary would be at the end of December, December 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, they'd rather be done a little bit sooner because this 2-year anniversary most likely has quite a lot of weight. And yeah, that makes kind of sense, you know. Jeremy Hogan said that they most likely just want to fix their lawsuits before moving on to the next one. And it's not as if they take on one at a time, but the more you keep stacking up, the more difficult your life kind of gets. And so maybe they just want to fix this one a little bit sooner rather than a little bit later, which is why they're going for this approach. Now, at the end of the day, guys, all it changes is about a month. It's not the craziest number or anything, but for us, it matters quite a lot, specifically because of that 2-year mark. And so, yeah, I'm personally quite happy with it. So, again, to conclude here, lawsuit has been kind of taken back. So, put earlier, I don't know how you say it the best way, a month, which is good. And, little side note, guys, this token, I've been telling you guys about a couple of times by now. It's launching today, all right? In a couple of hours. I think in like 2 hours or so it's launching. So make sure you check it out, all right? It's going to be listed on OKX. It's called Fame MMA. Again, I'm not making for you guys any certainty that it's going to pop off, but from all the tokens that we talked about that list on OKX in the same way, from the same launchpad, from the same people as this, or that we've covered before, I guess, in the same fashion like this, it usually does well, which is why I'm telling you guys, make sure you just check it out, all right? Make sure you check it out, try your luck. Again, do your own due diligence and do some research, but from everything that I've kind of talked about over the last couple of days here, as I've shown you guys this crypto a couple of different times, I'm honestly expecting it to do pretty well, which is why I'm telling you guys, go ahead and check it out. You have almost nothing to lose by just looking, right? As far as I've read now, about 1.5% of the supply will be unlocked at the start, which means there's most likely some pretty big opportunity for some crazy gains. Again, I'm not making any certainties for you guys, but I am saying this one could do really well. And I gave you guys the Hill story/analogy before, right? Let's say we start out with a bankroll of $20,000, which is for some people a lot of money, for some people nothing. You got to remember, if you put this $20,000 into a yield generating protocol like Anchor, you're going to get 20% a year, which is nice, right? You're going to get 1/5, so let's say about $4,000 a year, which for some people can be enough to live off of, sure. But it's going to be very hard to get that to $1 million rather quickly. And if you were to just split this bankroll up, $20,000 into 20 different $1,000 tickets or 40 different $500 tickets and keep trying out these crazy moon projects, there's a very high chance, if you ask me, if you're an investor into crypto like me, that one of them at least will pop off with like a 60, 70, 80 fold to kind of recoup all the losses you had from the missers and generally speaking just do really well, which is why I keep tempting people to look into the quote-unquote crazier opportunities and to try their luck rather than just waiting out on the sidelines. And it's difficult because from nature, a lot of us are risk averse, but really it's the best way I think in the crypto right now to really make the best out of these opportunities. And the same thing goes for yield farming as well. There's so many crazy opportunities that are out there if you really dive deep and learn it properly, but it's so hard, which is why I don't necessarily recommend yield farming in a riskier fashion to people, because if you as a concept alone don't understand the impermanent loss, you might really have a bad time if you mess up one little setting somewhere, which is why things like Fame, where you know they have a proper team, you know they have a proper marketing structure, you know they're going to have a pretty spectacular launch in terms of, I'm going to say the marketing / the way it was arranged. It's not just some small little project coming out with 3 guys in a basement. No, this is a big operation. The chances are just really well or really good, which is why I'm trying it out. Again, I'm not saying it's 100% going to work, but I am trying my luck because I do expect it to do well. Again, 2 hours or so. You can also, if you're looking at this video later, look back and see if it did well or not. Remember one key thing as well. There's a difference between being able to buy it quickly, selling it again, versus buying it for the rest of your time and then eventually making money. There's a very big difference between that. Some people look at the start and see, okay, we could have bought in, we could have sold at 15x, but later on it dumped a little bit, so it failed. No, it didn't. It's about what opportunity you could have bought at versus what price it went to, and if you could have sold. If that's the case, yes, then it was a really big success. But again, that is just my opinion. Thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and make sure you join our 2,500 XRP giveaway. A link for that will be down below.